Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video. Now, straight off the bat, no, this video is not clickbait. I genuinely own a third car, which I've owned for a number of years now, which I've never told anyone about. There is a story behind it, and there is, of course, a car to show you, which is what this whole video is all about. So I think without further ado, let's hop down to the garage, get it open, and show you my mystery third car. This video has kindly been sponsored by Pouch. Pouch is a free browser extension that automatically scans and applies discount codes whenever you buy something online. Pouch is designed for the UK market and is compatible on over 3,000 websites. In the case with this video, I needed to buy a new battery, so I loaded up Euro car parts and selected the correct battery for the car you'll see in today's video. Then, when the item is added to the basket, Pouch pops up and scans all the available codes. This only takes a few seconds, and as you can see on screen now, it saved me £90. You can of course find the link to download Pouch for free in the description of this video. It only takes a few seconds, and as you can see, it can save you money. Thanks again to Pouch for sponsoring today's video, and with that said, let's pop down to the garage. So, yes, this is a bit of a strange video, but like I said in the intro, this is not clickbait, this is legit. And in this garage here is the mystery car, this weird third car that I have somehow owned for over 3 years now, yet I have never driven it, I have barely even seen it, and of course none of you guys know about it either. I have the key, or the remote for the garage, so I'm going to flip this around and so we can have a look at it first person, because, well, I have seen it before pointing this and it's not in a great state. So yeah, let's do that. I'll show you the car and then I will kind of tell you the story behind it, because it's a bit strange. So yes, like I said, I have opened the garage up before recording, mainly to put a like a battery conditioner on it. The battery was disconnected, but it has been in here for, like I said, about 3 years. But anyway, let's press this little button and well, show you the car. So as this slowly reveals lots of rubbish, in here is the car. This is really embarrassing. So back there, behind what seems to be a load of garden machinery, paint and a big old jump pack thing, is my 1999 MGF. This is a bit of a strange little car, and there is a really strange story behind it as well, which I have said multiple times I will get into. Now, there is a bit of aim for today's video, and that is to start the car. Now, it does have a few issues, not mechanically as far as I know. One of the tyres is flat, it's got a few little dings here and there on it, but as far as I'm aware, the engine is good. We have disconnected the battery when we put it in here about 3 years ago, so theoretically it shouldn't have lost much charge, but it has. So I'll show you up here. Basically it's really not reading much at all, and that has been on for a few hours, but yeah, this is the car. We're going to get all of this out the way. We're hopefully going to get the thing running, but anyway, let's kind of get in here and show you a little bit about it. We have jacked this side up because, well, basically to take the weight, or some of the weight, off this tyre, because it had a slow puncture when I got it. Yeah, it's really not in the best state at all. It's a bit of a barn find, really, and it actually does feel kind of weird pointing a camera at this, because I've never done it before, never told anyone about it, and it's quite a strange situation. But in there is going to be absolutely filthy. There's a lot of stuff to get off it. I don't know what the hell that is. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself a little challenge, get some of this, well, all of this stuff out of the way, and then we'll see what the battery's doing and see if if the little thing runs. Okay, so now that is all clear, we can now get this old dusty, horrible cover off of it, and you can kind of see a little bit more of the car. Oh dear me. I can explain, everyone. I can explain. Anyway, let's have a little look in here. Ooh, can you see those cobwebs? Oh my days, look at that. Oh, this needs one hell of a clean up. New rear window. I bet you're thinking, what is this? I now have the key. It is now the moment of truth to see if this thing starts. Now, I will get onto the story with this car, and I did actually have to recover it back when I bought it. It will become clear in a minute. I have been in here with a little microfiber just to get rid of at least some of the cobwebs, but there is lights. I see a light. That is good. That's a very good sign. Obviously, I've tightened up the terminal and everything. Now, sat in the car. Oh my god, look at that over there. Oh dear. I have no idea how many spiders are in here, but I predict a lot. Right, where do you put the key? Like I said, there are lights on, which is a good sign. Okay. Immobilizer. Nope. Plan B. Negative and positive. Jump pack is on, my friends. Come on, in fact, I'm going to take the polarizer off because it's very dark in here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Start! Please! Nearly. Come on. Pump the accelerator a couple times. It wants to! Ah, I've just noticed something. That right there might have something to do with what's going on here. I think it's run out of fuel. I think that's the issue. Oh. I can't complain. I think this has got to be the most neglected car ever. Oh well. So this video is taking far longer to film than I first expected. It's actually exactly 1 week later. The car does not start. It's a mixture between the battery just being completely dead. I'm going to need to get a whole new one if I want it to run properly on its own steam. And also I think the fuel pump is shot. So basically we were cranking and cranking and cranking the car. And normally when you do that, it would smell very strongly of fuel. It wasn't. So that's an indication that fuel was not going through the system and therefore the fuel pump is faulty. So what we're going to do, because I need to show you this car properly, it needs to see the light of day at least for a little while. So we're going to basically push it out. The brakes are seized on, so I'm going to have to get some assistance with that. So I can show you the car and basically wrap up the video that way. It's unfortunate that we can't see the car running, although we can always save that for another day. And I will be asking for your guys' opinions and suggestions about if you want to see a mini series on this, maybe getting it running, getting it nice and clean, because it is pretty filthy. It has not really been driven on the road in probably in the best part of 15 to 20 years, because before I got the car, it was in another garage. So we'll get this uncovered and roll it outside so we can properly show you. It's actually a lot lighter than I thought. Right, I think that will be fine there. Pop the handbrake on. How do you do that? There we go. Oh my god, look at that over there. Oh. Anyway, let me explain the whole story behind this little dude. So then, why a 1999 MGF? Now, like I've said multiple times in this video, there is a story behind it, and that is what I'm going to explain now. And that is actually kind of the reason why this car hasn't really seen the light of day, because of the story behind it. Essentially, in short, a family friend owned this car. They ended up putting it in a garage for like 10 years. They were not using it at all. And in short, they gave it to me, which is incredible, really. The fact that that I've been given a car, it's unbelievable, no matter the value. And because of that, I kind of felt wrong featuring it on the channel. I knew people were going to think otherwise about it. They'll think, oh, here we go, the kid's already got 2 cars and now he's just been given another one. In reality, I don't really care what you guys think about it, but that is the truth. This is my mysterious 3rd car. And given that I am pretty restricted with content at the moment for who knows how long, I thought it would be a cool idea to actually make this into a bit of a project. Maybe make it into a mini series, like a restoration kind of series. We've got the project car, the GT86. We've got the project car kind of the M140i, but this a little bit different. It's a funky little car, and a car which is definitely not really spoken about, especially online on YouTube and stuff. But essentially, yeah, the car was stuck in a garage for about 10 years. They got to a point where they didn't want it in the garage anymore. They wanted to do something else with it, and they came around to me and said, look, do you want the car? Now, I took ownership of the car early 2017, so it's just been over 3 years that I've had the car, and it spent all of its life in that garage over there. It'll be good to get the thing running, and maybe that will be some future videos in this little series. But now you know the story, let's have a whiz around the car, show you some of the bits which may necessarily need a little bit of TLC, and then we'll wrap up the video. So then, the 1999 MGF. Now, this car is the Mark I, which was produced between 1995 and 2002. As you can see, it's a 2-seater roadster, I suppose you say, a little mini sports car with a transverse rear mid-mounted engine. It's a 1.8 litre petrol, and actually, if I pop in here to grab the key, I can show you at least what we can see of the engine. It's a funky little car, like I said, one which really isn't spoken about, but pop this open. In here, I've taken this panel off, which was basically in the way because I was basically trying to find out where the fuel pump was, but there it is in there, transversely mounted, like I said, 1.8 litre, produces 118 brake horsepower, 166 newton meters. The thing is really light, which is what really intrigues me when maybe one day I'll actually get to drive it. It's just over a ton, so 1,060 kilograms, which I suppose combined with a reasonably sized engine, maybe not the biggest power output, but it has a lot of potential. Moving into the interior, of course, this is a 2-seater with a removable soft top roof. It's got a 5-speed manual, and overall, pretty basic interior. This particular car has done just over 50,000 miles. I think it's had 2 previous owners, and yeah, it definitely needs a good clean-up. Some weird stains on the dashboard there, a lot of cobwebs, but maybe once it's cleaned up, it'll be pretty nice, I think. Now, 0 to 60 in this thing takes 8.5 seconds, or in my case, about 3 years, seeing as it hasn't actually moved, and it's obviously finished in silver. The bonnet, by the way, is open because this is where the battery is. I had to keep it open because it's a really weird way of getting the bonnet open, but basically not much in here. Of course, it is a rear mid-mounted engine, but basically what you've got in here, spare wheel, battery, and a few other bits, including some nice leaves, which is, well, definitely not ideal in the slightest, but we'll pop that back down. In terms of things which need doing to the car, it has a slow puncher on that side. Earlier on the video, you'll know that I pumped that up very briefly. We've got a few little scrapes here and there. There's a little one under there somewhere, a few little rust scabs, which I believe is pretty normal for these. Light is held on by some sellotape, which is not, that's probably about 20 years old, that sellotape, nice. Other than that, I think the rear window is definitely shot. We've got a few little cracks in it, which again is pretty normal for one this age. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty mint really. Like I said, 50,000 miles, 2 or 3 owners from new. I can't remember exactly, but I think I'm the third. And yeah, this is the car. Oh, and one other thing which I forgot to mention, the car doesn't start, which is definitely something which needs to be sorted. I think it's the fuel pump. It definitely needs a new battery, so I'll be hopping online to get one of those, and also probably I'll do some digging and see if I can find out if it is the fuel pump or not. But maybe if you guys want to see more of this thing on the channel, then let me know. We can maybe do another video of getting it running, getting it cleaned up, and maybe some other bits and bobs as well. But yeah, that is the video. That is my third mysterious car which I've owned for 3 years and never told anyone about. It's something very different, but something which maybe if it was given another lease of life, it would be quite fun to drive and maybe take on a little mini road trip somewhere. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, please do make sure you leave a like and make sure you subscribe for all the adventures and stuff to come.